I'll see you guys before surgery. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel. Today's video is going to be a little bit different of a vlog. In just a few days, I am getting laparoscopy surgery for my endometriosis. This is something I've never done before. Surgery makes me so nervous. The last time I went under, I was 18 years old and I got my wisdom teeth out. I'm in my 30s now and I've never had another experience with surgery, so I have been feeling really anxious about this, but because of the pain that I've had with endometriosis for so many years and the other effects that it's had on my life, I'm ready to do this. I'm going to take you guys along on the journey and hopefully help some of you who also suffer from endometriosis, maybe someone who's also about to get this surgery, and I can tell you what will help, kind of what to expect, because I know that for me, I've been trying to find others with similar experiences just to kind of know what to expect in terms of pain, surgery prep, everything with that. I didn't even know that I had endometriosis until about 2 years ago. And what's hard about endometriosis is that you can't get an official diagnosis until you get this surgery. And that's tricky, but it's a lot of guesswork, a lot of trying to figure things out. I get a lot of cysts, I get a lot of pain throughout the month. Sometimes it's really sharp pain, sometimes it's just sort of like dull and achy. Bad enough that I'm ready to go and have the surgery done. So yesterday I got the details of what I can have or not have before surgery. So they want me to stop taking all vitamins right now. And also they talked about not eating the night before, of course, for the anesthesia. And then you can have clear liquids. On the day of the surgery, I'm supposed to shower, not wear any lotion, makeup, head to the hospital. It should be minimally invasive. I'm still nervous, so I'm trying to just prepare myself mentally, sort of get my house ready, things set up so that we are good to go. Wish me luck while I prep for the next few days. I'll see you guys before surgery.
Very sweet of you to visit, but
Oh my gosh.
been in for a surgery.
I was thinking about this Boy Meets World episode, and now it's on. That is so crazy because Corey's in surgery.
I'm here, Mr. Matthews.
So crazy.
Closer.
Okay, I am home now. I've been home for a few hours and it's pretty painful. It's really painful. So painful that I just wanted to kind of stay in bed. I do have some Gatorade that I've just been drinking. I'll have all the updates, but the surgery was successful. I'm so grateful that I finally have a diagnosis, that I know that I have endometriosis, because you don't know for sure until the surgery. It was good. My doctor was wonderful. I'm just feeling grateful. And I had a neighbor who dropped off dinner. Kellen's been with the girls. I feel like God is very aware. So anyway, I'll update you guys on the process, everything, the anesthesia, some of the things I wasn't expecting, some of the things I wished I had done. I'm gonna wait till I feel a little less like groggy to talk about it, and hopefully when the pain has healed up, because I have 3 incisions right now and the left one is hurting really bad. There's a lot of lesions, but I just feel relief. Hi you guys, I am back. It has been 1 full month, which is crazy. 1 month ago today was surgery day. I was so nervous. Now that I've had endometriosis surgery, I want to tell you my experience because things were different, some things, than what I had heard originally. So the morning of, we headed to the hospital early. I had stopped eating and drinking the night before except for water, and we headed in, checked in, and then began the process. I put on my gown. I had my doctor come in and talk to me. I had the nurse that would be there for the surgery come in and talk to me. I had the anesthesiologist come in and talk to me. It was a lot. So the nurse that was there for the whole surgery came in before, told me that she was there to advocate for me, be there for me in the surgery, and that was really comforting. My doctor, who is fabulous, came in and just kind of told me what to expect. I wish that I would have asked about a catheter because I didn't know that was happening, and afterward I felt pain with that. I would have also asked about the breathing tube that goes in and what to expect afterward. When I was in the gown, they put on like a little pump that had air come through. I know it was surgery prep for my body, and originally I had the air pumping in warm air because I'm usually pretty cold, and I think that was a mistake because as I was sitting there for some time, you know, kind of waiting for everything and checking in, I started to get really nervous. You can just kind of start to like freak yourself out, and having it become very real. This is happening, I'm going in for surgery, okay. I started to like kind of freak myself out, and then with the hot air coming in, I was like, I feel like I can't take a deep breath. That wasn't great. So quickly I switched that to colder air. I started to feel better. The anesthesiologist came in. One thing to be aware of is that I had my hair in a low ponytail, but he asked me if I could put it up higher because he was afraid that there, you know, it'd be like uncomfortable, I guess, on the back of my head. And that's not a big deal normally, except for putting my hair up higher would just mean going into this position. And at that point I had the IV in, and you know, it was a plastic tube, and every time I bent my arm or moved it around too much, it was really hurting. And that was difficult because the anesthesiologist was telling me, well, it shouldn't be, you know, painful, it shouldn't hurt. And I was like, it does hurt though. That was something that, like, when they took the tape off, took out the tube and everything, it was like bruised and kind of bloody. And so I don't know, something to also be aware of is, you know, maybe I should have done like a low braid or something. The anesthesiologist also said there would be a breathing tube in my throat and that my throat would hurt afterward. I wish I would have asked for how long because it was really painful. Probably about a week later, my throat still really hurt from that. So after my doctor had come in, walked me through things, the anesthesiologist, the nurse, I was just kind of waiting and I was so nervous. But one thing that made me very happy is Kellen put on a TV show to kind of distract me, and he found Boy Meets World, which is a sort of comfort show for me. I grew up watching. It was just a random episode, but I thought to myself, oh, I wish it was the episode where Corey is going in for surgery, because that would just kind of help like lighten the situation. I kid you not, that episode came on next while I was in the hospital. That episode came on, the main character's in the hospital and he's nervous to go in for surgery and his dad is comforting him, and then it's just like sort of silly after that. But I was like just really grateful for that. I felt like it was like this little love note from Heavenly Father that everything was gonna be okay. Once I was checked in, changed into my gown, all my belongings were put to the side and put into a locker. As they were wheeling me back, I had some medicine that was starting to go. They put a mask on and were telling me to breathe deeply. And I found that as I tried to take in deep breaths, I felt like I couldn't breathe. And I was trying to say, oh, I can't get in a deep breath. And then that's the last thing that I remember before waking up. I woke up in the operating room, obviously like not during the surgery or anything. There was one nurse there. First thing I can remember is like coughing, kind of like just feeling pain in my throat. And I was like kind of struggling to even talk and be like, oh, my throat. So she had a drink for me ready to go. And then, you know, realized that I had 3 incisions, one on each side and then one right by my belly button. Then I was wheeled to the recovery room where I had to wait for a little bit and they would kind of like monitor how I was doing until Kellen came to pick me up. Coming home was really out of it, really groggy. I obviously had the pain from the 3 incisions and just the soreness from inside. I also found it kind of interesting. So I could feel something on my face when I was in the recovery room, like the sticky stuff. And I asked the nurse, I was like, why is my face sticky? What's on me? The nurse let me know that they taped my eyes closed for surgery, which apparently is pretty common. Also, when I woke up, noticed that my period had started, which my doctor had told me would probably happen. So something to be aware of. So when I came home, I was exhausted and so happy that I had prepared everything as much as I could beforehand. You're just spending that first week really resting, recovering. The 3 incisions had stitches on them, disposable stitches, and then glue just to stay there and help heal. And one of the best things about that is that my doctor told me it was totally fine to shower the next day as long as I didn't take a bath or go swimming. I was totally fine to shower. So that was nice that even though I had those incisions, I could do that. Every time that I had to go to the bathroom, it was really painful and I didn't know to expect that. And so I did call and ask my doctor about that. Apparently that comes from the catheter. That was just sort of painful. And every time I went to the bathroom for the first few days, I was like, oh, I'm so scared it's gonna hurt really bad. You know, everything's okay now, a month out, but I will say that like I would wake up in the night for those first few days and be like, yeah, I definitely need some more ibuprofen. I'm definitely in pain. I took things really slow. I would recommend having a stool softener ready to go because going to the bathroom after having surgery can be almost a scary experience. You know, your body is just so off. Everything just felt very like tender after having surgery. If you can kind of plan to have that ahead, that could be really helpful. One of the biggest things that I feel like no one really talks about is the air that is inside of you after surgery. I knew that there would be air trapped inside and that it would be painful. What I wasn't expecting is that I felt it in my back, like in my shoulders. And what I didn't know about it is that it made it so difficult to take in a deep breath. When I'm nervous, sometimes my breath is like really short. I have to really like work to consciously take in those deep breaths. Not being able to do that for a few days was kind of scary. It was like my body was not capable of taking in that deep breath and then it would just hurt behind. That only lasted for a few days. So if you're feeling that, just try to like get in those deep yoga breaths by like really relaxing. That's what I found was the most helpful thing that I could do. I did try to still move around a little bit as much as I could. For me, it reminded me of after I gave birth to my daughters and came home from the hospital, you're just very like tender and careful and cautious with how you're sitting, laying down, you know, moving. And it was kind of like that. I just took things very slowly and I would put down like a blanket before sitting down on anything hard because it was just everywhere was tender and sore. And so just expect to be moving slowly and taking your time in those days healing. I would say about 10 days later, I felt a big shift in healing. Like, okay, I feel a little bit better, still taking things slow. After surgery, I was told not to work out, not to go swimming, not to pick up anything heavier than 10 pounds. It wasn't until my appointment yesterday, so 1 month, that I got the okay for swimming again, taking a bath, working out, pretty much everything back to normal life. My stitches dissolved over time, but it took about 1 month, I feel like, for them to completely dissolve. The glue took about a week to 2 weeks, if I remember right, until it was kind of like peeling off. I was just really careful with the incision areas. My nurse said to just kind of like listen to your body, don't push things too hard. Recovery for the first few days was mostly in bed or on the couch, and then I would prop up like a pillow because I found that laying flat on my back or on my side, it was painful. It just didn't work. And so I sort of was like reclined but propped up with extra pillows for those first few nights, and that's the only way I could find to sleep. Now, 1 month removed, I feel like I can move around just fine. There's no like tugging or pulling on the incisions. I'm wearing jeans today, which should tell you that I'm feeling just so much better because it was just like loose, stretchy clothes for, you know, the first few days, weeks afterward, and everyone's different. So your recovery time could look a little different. Maybe you'll feel better quicker than I did, but it just really depends on how things go in the surgery and what that looks like for you. We'll see how this helps with infertility. I have secondary infertility. It's so hard because you just don't know fully, and also with like the pain that I would get and some of the other side effects. Endometriosis is so weird because it can take so long to get diagnosed with it, and for years I thought something isn't right in my body. I would get like really bad bloating and be like, no, this is not normal. And I would get sharp pain in my lower stomach, the secondary infertility, and just thinking something else is happening here. I got so many tests, and am I allergic to gluten, and checking my thyroid and all these different things. So finally having this surgery, getting confirmation that I do have endometriosis is so validating and makes me feel like, okay, yes, there is a reason why I've had so much discomfort and all these side effects. When I went to my appointment to go check in with my doctor, she actually had pictures of the lesions, fibroid, anything that was in there. It was so crazy to see pictures, and I won't show them to you guys, but you know, to understand a little bit better what is going on and what endometriosis looks like. I feel like I had to really push to have this surgery, and it's just really hard. If you are struggling with endometriosis, you're not alone. I'm hoping that there'll be more research on it so women don't have to wait so long to get answers. And there's still so much more to learn on endometriosis, but hopefully this can bring some awareness. I have 2 daughters. I had my first daughter 10 years ago, so I don't understand exactly when I got endometriosis, why. I know that I used to have horrifically painful periods, you know, in high school and junior high, just like doubled over. But then after kids, my periods weren't that painful. So it was really the secondary infertility that led my doctor to look into endometriosis. I'm so happy and grateful that my doctor was able to get in there, cauterize the lesions, and just kind of help clean up the endometriosis. And 1 month later, totally healed up from incisions, feeling like I'm able to move around, do what I need to. Hopefully this video was helpful for you guys. If you have experience with endometriosis, let me know your journey below. I'm sending all the positive vibes to you. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you guys on another video very soon. Bye guys.